You've been told kombucha, probiotics, and fermented foods are good for your gut. But what if I told you those healing foods destroyed mine? Every time I ate, my nose would run, my stomach would swell, my skin itched, my anxiety spiked. I cut sugar, I cut gluten, I added bone broth, kombucha, probiotics. I did everything right, and my gut got worse. I spent over $20,000 trying to fix my gut, and no one had answers until I found one test. One sensitivity no one had mentioned. This video is going to explain what it was, how it shows up, and why it's probably the most overlooked food sensitivity affecting women today. Everyone talks about gluten and dairy, but this one, histamine intolerance, is still flying under the radar. Even if you've never heard the name, if you're bloated, itchy, anxious, or reacting to food for no reason, this could be what's driving it. Let's break it down. In this video, I'm gonna explain what exactly histamine intolerance is, how it shows up in the body, and why it's one of the most overlooked food sensitivities out there. We'll talk about the symptoms it causes, the gut issues that trigger it, and why most people feel worse, not better, when trying to eat clean. And make sure to stay tuned to the end because I'm gonna be breaking down the exact list of foods, even healthy ones, that could be keeping your body inflamed, bloated, and reacting every time you eat. I'm Elizabeth with Elizabeth Ayler Fitness. I have my 4-year degree in kinesiology, CSCS. I'm a holistic nutrition consultant and FDN practitioner. When I was deep in my gut issues, I thought I had so many food allergies, but nothing ever showed up on a test. Turns out it wasn't an allergy, it was histamine overload. Histamine is a chemical your body makes naturally. It helps regulate digestion, stomach acid, immune response, brain function, and sleep. But when histamine builds up, either from too much being made or your body not breaking it down, it floods your system and triggers all kinds of symptoms. This isn't a traditional allergy. It's what we call histamine overload, and it affects your skin, sinuses, digestion, energy, and even your mood. Some common symptoms include runny nose, post-nasal drip, sinus congestion, migraines, dizziness and insomnia, itchy skin, hives or eczema, anxiety, racing heart, or even irritability, bloating, reflux, gas and nausea, and even flushing, overheating, or lightheadedness. And what makes it so confusing is that these symptoms often happen after eating healthy food. I had every single one of these. Was down to 4 foods: white rice, chicken, arugula, and coconut oil. And even those would trigger headaches, bloating, and my nose to run everywhere. And no one connected the dots. Here's the key. Your gut is the front line in processing histamine. Your body has an enzyme called DAO that breaks down histamine in your digestive tract. DAO is made in the lining of your small intestine, and mine was wrecked. Years of stress, overtraining, antibiotics, and restrictive diets left me with a leaky gut, meaning the tight junctions in my gut lining had broken down. When that happens, histamine doesn't get broken down. It leaks into your bloodstream and triggers chaos. The very foods I was told to eat to heal, collagen, bone broth, fermented foods, and probiotics, we're only adding more histamine to the fire. That's where leaky gut comes in. Leaky gut means the tight junctions in your intestinal lining have broken down. This allows histamine, bacteria, and food particles to pass into your bloodstream, where your immune system freaks out. This leads to histamine overload in your bloodstream, causing reactions even to the foods you used to tolerate. And here's the kicker. The very foods that people eat to heal their gut, bone broth, fermented foods, Collagen often makes symptoms worse because they're high in histamine. Leaky gut can be caused by chronic stress, antibiotics or other medications, poor sleep and circadian rhythm disruption, inflammatory foods, overtraining, and even lack of sleep. Also, gut infections like parasites, SIBO, or Candida. And once that gut lining breaks down, you're not just absorbing histamine, you're absorbing bacteria and food particles that confuse your immune system. It wasn't just leaky gut, it was what was living in my gut. When I finally ran real tests, I had SIBO, H. pylori, which was eating away at my stomach lining, parasites, and major dysbiosis, which is an overgrowth of bad bacteria, especially histamine-producing bacteria. I was reacting to foods even if they were clean because my gut was producing histamine internally before the food even hit my bloodstream. When your gut is out of balance, it can't process histamine properly. And even the healthiest food can make you feel bloated, itchy, anxious, or even inflamed. And here's what can trigger it: bad bacteria overgrowth. Your gut is supposed to have a balance of good and bad bacteria. But if the bad ones take over after antibiotics, stress, or even a poor diet, they can start producing histamine inside your body, even if you didn't eat anything. SIBO, this is when bacteria that should stay in your colon sneak up into your small intestine where they don't belong. They cause gas, bloating, and damage the lining of your gut. Eat away at the DAO enzyme, which reduces your body's ability to break down histamine. Candida or fungal overgrowth. Too much yeast in the gut can confuse your immune system and make you more reactive to food. Leaky gut. When the gut lining becomes damaged from stress, medications, or even gut infections, it lets histamine leak into your bloodstream instead of breaking it down. High estrogen. In women, histamine spikes during ovulation or before your period. That's why symptoms often flare mid-cycle, and even certain medications. Common medications like ibuprofen, antibiotics, and even some antidepressants can block your body's ability to clear histamine. That's why so many women feel worse after eating clean. The problem isn't the food, it's what's going on inside the gut. This is exactly why I created my 90-day gut healing program, because I lived this. Inside my program, we get down to the root cause, like histamine overload, SIBO, Candida, and more. And we rebuild your gut layer by layer. If you're eating clean, avoiding everything, and still reacting, this is the missing link. Click the link in the description to apply. You don't have to stay stuck forever. This was the most shocking part of it all. The foods I thought were healing me were actually wrecking me. I was making bone broth daily, slow cooked, full of collagen. I thought it was medicine for my gut. But within 2 days, my histamine bucket overflowed. My scalp broke out in sores. I couldn't stop itching my entire body. My anxiety was constant. My stomach was filled with gas. I was so bloated after every meal, and the migraines wouldn't stop. And yet, I kept drinking the bone broth because I thought, there's no way this is it. This is supposed to be healing me. But every day got worse. I was pouring steroid creams from the doctor onto my scalp just to stop the itching, and it only made the burning worse. It was terrifying because I was doing everything right, and still my body felt like it was turning against me. That's when I realized the problem wasn't me. The problem was histamine and a gut that couldn't handle it anymore. Let's talk about what might be triggering your symptoms, even when you think you're eating well. Some high histamine or histamine triggering foods include fermented foods like kombucha, sauerkraut, kimchi, and even miso. Bone broth, especially slow cooked or frozen ones in the store. Aged meats such as deli meats and even leftovers. Canned fish like tuna, sardines, anchovies. spinach, avocado, eggplants, tomatoes, strawberries, citrus fruits, bananas, coffee, black tea, red wine, chocolate, vinegars, and soy sauces, and probiotics, especially lactobacillus, and even specific strains of probiotics. These foods either contain histamine, block DAO, or cause your mast cells to release more histamine. For someone with a weakened gut, they become a triple threat. Let me tell you about my client, Andrea. She came to me taking 7 Zyrtex a day. Her skin was so red and inflamed that she could literally write her name on her body. She spent over $11,000 going to the top allergists and doctors, had every test done, and was told no diet or nutrition protocol could fix this, and that this was her body now. Within 2 weeks of starting our gut healing protocol, Andrea was off of all antihistamines. In 30 days, her skin was clear, and in 90 days, her gut was healed, her anxiety was gone, and she was reintroducing foods with little to no reaction. She wasn't just tolerating food again, she was sleeping, laughing, and living again. I'm gonna link Andrea's full case study above of exactly step by step what we did to heal her body from chronic IBS, mast cell activation, multiple food sensitivities, and get her to lose weight eating more food by healing her gut. Histamine intolerance is real, and it doesn't mean you're broken. It means your gut needs support. If you've been bloated, anxious, inflamed, and reacting to foods you used to love, it's time to look deeper. 6 months from now, you could be in the same place. Still bloated, still struggling with unexplained migraines, still reacting to foods that should be safe, still dealing with itchy skin, flare-ups, and exhaustion no one can explain. You probably already tried eating clean, food sensitivity testing, cutting sugar, cutting dairy, taking probiotics, and yet your symptoms keep coming back. That's exactly where I was. And it wasn't until I understood the role histamine was playing and fixed my gut at the root that everything changed. I've now helped over 2,000 women who were stuck just like you. They weren't broken. They just needed the right roadmap. So if you're ready to get your life back, you can apply to work with me directly in the link in the description below. And if this video resonates with you, check out my case studies playlist here, where you'll hear real stories from women who were once where you were. And I'll show you exactly what we did to heal their body and get their health back.